by Evelyn. Okay, we are now recording once again, back to the Zoomathon. This is Dr. Victoria Boyd of the Philanthropreneur Foundation, and it's my big honor to welcome to the stage. I don't know, I feel like I'm on a stage here. I need to stand up with the microphone. My dear friend, Evelyn Ramos from Puerto Rico. Yes, but she is an event planner, manager, logistics, facilities. She has worked for some of the biggest organizations here in Las Vegas and in other cities, and has done not only local but national and global events. So I'm turning over the floor to you, Evelyn.
Great. Can everyone hear me?
Can you get just a little bit louder?
Yes.
Yes. How's that?
That's better.
Perfect. Well, hello, everybody. Good afternoon. This is Evelyn Ramos from A Taste of Neon. And A Taste of Neon is style, dining, and events. We do event management, catering, and dining services. And we are now launching a lifestyle coaching branch as well. So thank you so much, Victoria. Like she mentioned, I work for many big names here. Just to give you a little background, I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. I came here to Las Vegas about 30 years ago to attend UNLV and graduated there with a hospitality administration bachelor's degree. I have worked as a conference services manager for some of the finest resorts here in the US and in Puerto Rico. I've also been a catering sales manager. That's where I met Dr. Boyd. I was the director of sales for Wolfgang Puck at the Springs Preserve. I have worked for House of Blues here in Las Vegas. In 2011, I launched my own company and I went on as an independent contractor, and I have been doing that on and off since 2011. I also very big on personal and lifestyle. And here's my ring today. Victoria is from a Puerto Rican designer. Beautiful. And I also train to be a career-changing coach. Anyway, I will be back at 2:45 because we have quite a few points to cover. But today I'm only going to speak to you about virtual event management, something that I am learning as well, because due to the situation, everybody has to pivot. And I'm sad to say, I don't think my industry is going to come back the way it was, or any semblance of that. So we must pivot. We all must learn. So I want to share what I've learned the last few weeks with you. I don't have a presentation. I'm able to email it to you, but I do not want to mess around with screen share or anything like that. That is not my forte. So let's start. First of all, I want to tell you what are the advantages of having a virtual event. And there are 4 things that I like about this particular mode. You can reach more people. Needless to say, I don't think I have to explain that a lot. But once you are on the internet, you can have clients, guests from anywhere in the world. Lower cost. It will cost less for the organization to put on the event, and it will be affordable for your attendees, okay? The third point is increased flexibility. Like today, we are streaming live on Facebook, on Zoom, and on YouTube. Also, Microsoft has another tool, which is Microsoft Teams. So you have a lot of flexibility in terms of tech, but you also have a lot of flexibility in terms of what you can do, okay? And then the fourth point is longevity. Longevity of the event. You can charge for the event and have a limited time that people can access your event online. You can post free content on your website, on all your social media. And you can, if unfortunately you're not able to repeat the event the next time, or create a brand new event, you can repackage what you already did, add some new conversations, add some new sponsors, and just post that event again. So there's a lot of longevity on that event if you go virtual. Now, these are the steps to plan a virtual event. First of all, you narrow your goals, okay? Your why are you doing the event? Your what are your goals for the event? And who is your target audience? I also want to tell you that this is the best point to bring in a professional event planner if that is in your budget. The best point is at the beginning, because we can help you streamline all these thoughts and work with your team to make this process faster and seamless. And we can give you a lot of feedback because we have a lot of experience in the field. Make sure that your executives, your board, if you're a nonprofit, they have a buy-in with you at this point. Don't wait down the line. At this point, you need to have the main stakeholders buy into your event, okay? Next is event concept or ideation, okay? You're gonna do a market research. What is your competition doing? What are other markets doing? They might not be your direct competition, but they might have some great ideas, and they might have done great things for their virtual events. So look at what other people are doing. Come up with a theme. Sound, graphics, the visual, brand the event. Dr. Boy and I worked on, I don't know if you noticed, on the flyer that filled the bucket. Right, that was her idea, and I thought it was great, you know. So you have a concept, that's very important at the beginning. Set your plan. What does that mean? You're going to choose your team. If you're doing this internally, you need 5 people in that team. And those 5 people are very important. They are going to be the people who help you put this together. You cannot do an event on your own. You need a team, okay? Also, you're going to set your timeline. How much time do you have to accomplish your goals? Very important, people. It's very hard to put an event together in 2 weeks. You need at least 90 days to put an event together that supports your mission and your branding, unless you're Dr. Boy, okay? But no, even Dr. Boy, ideally 90 days, especially in this virtual environment, because we are all just getting familiar with this tech. So if you're not very familiar with tech, you need time to learn, okay? Roles, like I mentioned before, who's going to be your event manager? If you were doing a live event, you know, a physical convention, that would have been your meeting planner. Who's going to be your speaker logistics person, that person that's going to help you manage the speakers and the talent? Who's going to be your exhibitor lead?
Recording right now. So I will be home probably in a half hour or an hour.
I'm sorry. So who's going to be your exhibitor lead if you have exhibits? And who's going to be your resources manager? And who's going to be your chat moderator? The person who is very good with tech and is going to support you during the event. And then you have to set clear expectations and boundaries for this team, and then you get to work. The next step is budget. Please do not come to your team or your professional event planner without an idea of what your budget is. I immediately will find a way to back away from the event at that point, because that tells me a lot of things. You know, you haven't done your homework. I cannot help you if I don't know what your budget constraints are, okay? So it's very important, even if you're doing this internally, what is your budget, okay? Very, very important. What income do you expect to receive from the event? What are going to be your expenses? Virtually, now you are definitely going to need some emergency money put aside, because laptops break, microphones disappear, you might need to have a little extra in your pocket in case of anything that might happen. You also need to know what your attendance goals are. That goes in with your budget. You need to create an forecast of your estimated expenses and then actual, so you know how far off or how good you are at budgeting. Okay. Very important. This is not a dead document. You need to update your budget as you go through. Keep an eye on those numbers. Okay. Very important, especially for nonprofits. The next step is to set a date and time for your event. It's important for you to check your community calendar. What's going on around in the community or in the world at that time? Is there a big sporting event that people might not be able to attend yours or in the community? September here in Las Vegas is a big month for nonprofits doing their fundraisers. So, you know, if you're new, if you're just getting out there, you might not want to do your event in the middle of September because, you know, people have budgets allocated already and you might not have eyes on your event. So all that is part of your budget. Then you're going to decide what is your format. And that means, are you going to hold a webinar? Are you going to do a live stream like we're doing today? Are you doing a web chat? Are you doing, I'm sorry, checking my notes. Are you going to do a panel and or a forum? So you have to decide which format you want to use. Whichever format you choose, make sure that you are have some interaction with your attendees. So there is high engagement, and make sure that you have some sort of gamification, and push notifications are very important as well. And that's when event apps come into play. You may have the ability to have an event app during your event to capture data, feedback, post messages to your group. Next step, and if you did not find a professional meeting planner at the beginning, right now, at this point, it will be the perfect time to engage someone to help you when you're ready to choose who your audiovisual and production needs are and who is going to help you with that. It's very hard for a meeting planner and event planner to come in after you have chosen an audiovisual company that might not be ideal for what you want to accomplish. I have been in that situation. It's very hard to turn around. Most of us in the business have partnered with very responsible, very reliable, very knowledgeable companies, and we can find the one that suits not only your budget, but your specific needs, okay? So if you did not engage a professional planner at the beginning of the process, this will be the ideal time. That being said, there are things that you need to know. Please connect your production company with your talent. Make sure that they're talking to each other. I don't talk tech. I'm able to talk to the AV company and the technical company, but tech is not my expertise, but I have companies that I trust. So I connect all my speakers and all my stakeholders with the audiovisual company. Learn the tech terms. I'm learning new things because now we're virtual. So there's a lot of things that I knew in the past, and there are a lot of new things that I have to learn. Ask questions. They know that, you know, that you wouldn't know everything. They will be able to explain things to you. Also, make sure that you build a relationship with your technical event manager. This is the counterpart to the event manager, right? That person plans and communicates with the team and then passes on that information to you. And this is the person who creates your final bill. So please build a relationship with them. Make sure that they continuously update your quote as things change. keep an eye on that audiovisual and technical quote. Make sure that they point you in the direction of user-friendly tech. We don't want to get into anything sophisticated. You don't want to be the first small business or nonprofit that is trying, the new virtual conference platform. Make sure that whatever you choose is user-friendly. That brings more guests and more people to engage with your event. Also, security protocols are very important. You need to ask what kind of security is involved, what are your responsibilities as you're putting this event together in terms of security. Then they can also advise you about the correct and appropriate event app. And another thing that I learned this week, chatbots. And I don't know how to explain that. I'm still wrapping my head around it, but chatbots, B-O-T-S, are very important for certain virtual events. Next step is to find your speakers. You need to, when you're researching for speakers, find people who are in alignment with your mission. Make sure you research their social media, whatever content they have out there. Make sure that they don't have a black mark that might mar your event. Make sure that you guys are in alignment with the mission of the organization and the goals for this particular event. Make sure that they add value. Check out their competition and their credentials. Very important. Make sure that you also, if you can, get a portfolio so you can see what they have done before. Also, it's very important to know that each speaker that you engage has a contingency plan, right? You're going to remind them of dates and times where they have to be online, but they need to have a contingency plan in case anything happens, okay? And also make sure that they connect to your technical and audiovisual company. That's another relationship that needs to be built. Next step is to find appropriate entertainment. And I don't mean appropriate as, how can I say this? You might have fun with it, but make sure that it builds in with your mission as well, right? That the entertainment and your goals are in alignment, but be fun, have something fun, have something that people don't expect, because that makes your event memorable. And that ensures that some of your guests, if not every single guest, comes back for your next event because they have fun. Check your budget when it comes to entertainment. If you cannot afford, look at schools, look at new artists out there. They might need promotion. They might be able to give you a little bit of a discount in order to promote themselves. So ask your event manager or have your team get creative when it comes to entertainment. We are doing Jeopardy today. I have been on Zoom calls that we play a trivia game. So there's a lot of tools out there for entertainment. Are there any questions at this point?
Right, I was just going to say, because you're about out of time.
Yes, I know.
One thing I wanted to point out that you mentioned putting together events quickly. Some things fall together and then they come together and then you realize you have to put it together. Even though, yes, I did put this event together in about 3 weeks. There are a lot of things that I think I would have thought out a little bit more. I have some dynamic speakers, but I would have organized them a little bit differently. Although I love everyone that's on today, just the technical aspects of it. Like you said, the team is really important. We are now getting to the end. You only have about 30 seconds. I need to really wrap up yours. So I want to thank Evelyn. She's actually going to be back on at 2:45 with more tips. Make sure you have your pencil and paper. I should have said that before every speaker because she's giving a lot of tips. But hopefully she'll put a lot of that in the chat room here.
Yes, I will.
And you'll hear from here shortly. But we're going to end this recording and do our commercial break.
See you at 2:45.